Got a new kit off of Amazon. It came in a while ago, and this is how I found it when I opened it up. But I already opened it. It's just, for the most part, everything was not in its proper spot. So what's happening? I'm going to not use this for so much cleaning today, but I want to use it. So we're going to use it on Rex and do a cleaning of the injectors slash I just want to get this thing running. So this is the when I originally opened it up, this is the fitment that it came from, and mind you, it came from Shanghai, China. Yeah, somewhere out there. And I was joking myself. This is their method of biological warfare is dysfunction. They're not going to put everything in order. Like fuck you Americans, right? So this is the fitment that it came with, and lucky me, the threads were compatible with the standardized type threads that we utilize here. So the fitment's already changed with what it will be compatible with my air hose, so I can dispose of this or whatever. So the plan again is to just try this on Rex, and I'm gonna put some cheaper fuel injection cleaner in there. I got the OTC cleaning that was recommended that it come with, and I'm not a big fan. I'm honestly not a big fan of fuel injection cleaning. I am just not. I'm not a proponent of it because gasoline is the cleanest agent itself. But because the only thing it is basically comprised of various compounds for various solvents, and it's just somebody's version of an elixir. So like paint thinner. Here's the ingredients back here in the content. So this is used in nails, trimethylbenzene. They'll use it for of course it's in here, but they also use it in like nail polish removal stuff. Xylene, I think that's what is that? I think that's part of, I want to say, what's that other solvent that is very common? They suggest you put it in gas tanks. I don't know. I want to say either paint thinner or the other common one that's out there on the market, and ethylbenzene. So, so it's just rubbing alcohol and paint thinner and acetone. That's what I was trying to think of. So yeah, that's all this stuff is. It's nothing special. I say you can run some acetone through some injectors. It'll run the car. It's a freaking solvent, so it'll clean everything. So I'm sure it's more of a cleaning agent than gasoline, because that's what the sole purpose is, to break down. But as far as I'm concerned, put seafoam in here and give it a little good blend of gas or whatever and see what happens. So I'm like I said, I'm not a big fan of this, but I got it anyway. If somebody wants their injection system clean, one of my customers, and damn it, I can do it. So I just got to figure out a way to get all this stuff back in order. These are going to be the instructions it came with. These are just really preliminary, nothing special. It doesn't even give you a listing of the designated spot for these pieces that it came with, and it came with quite the variety. I'm going to likely use these today. So because of how this fuel injection system is hooked up. So this is like an old fuel rail that I have for an Integra, and I should be able to take one of these, slide it in there, and utilize this fitting here. So I'm just utilizing common sense. So I should be able to use this, and it seems like it screws in. Let me pull this off so you can see the head of it. It's like I don't know what name is, like a plastic Teflon or whatever the hell this washer is made out of to give it a sealing capabilities. So I guess the head here will mesh up against it, and it'll give it its sealing. So all the fittings are like that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of them will fit on Schrader valves, things of that nature. I did get a funnel, but it was broke. Yeah, so I guess the videos you see on Amazon warehouses are real. Everybody's running on top of stuff, I guess. But hell, it came from China. So came with a quick disconnect, pretty sure this is universal. It's like that'll probably might work at some point. Came with, let me slide this up, some hose clamps. There's a couple of them down there. Let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit. There's some quick disconnects up here. So at the top, there's some quick disconnects there. Like I say, various combination of extensions and adapters. So I mean, I'm pretty sure if I don't know where all of them go, but you know, it would be nice if it came with like some literal instructions. So I mean, look, mostly just self-explanatory. I mean, I would hope a person will buy this and have some idea of how the system operates. You can just kind of pretty much match it up, you know, like elementary school where you match up the little blocks and stuff. So I can't imagine it being that complicated. So the actual unit, it comes with a regulator, so you can regulate the pressure. It comes with its own gauge. You have a valve here where you can administer or cut off the fuel supply. I'm just hoping none of these are leaking, you know, so I don't have to do any additional work. And you got a little hanger here, and this rock climber looking in. So this is a blow-off pressure relief valve there. And this is, I guess the contents hold probably about I'm gonna assume a liter. Looks like. I think it'll hold about a good liter. How much is in here? Tell me. 16 ounces. So double that. A liter is about 33 ounces. So yeah, I think it'll look like it'll hold double that. Yeah, probably like less than a liter. Who knows? Either way, I'm gonna put this to use today, and I'll still regulate my air pressure on the compressor to about 60 psi because the system should be like 40. I'll put it at 60 and then just regulate this at about 43 or so. This is just like a basic air regulator. You pop it up, you know, you move it around. This is how I was looking. Got a plus and negative sign up there. So it looks self-explanatory. I might need to make a device that actually hangs, because this car doesn't, you know, I could probably just, who knows, like use like a plastic clamp and just let that hang from there. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. But again, I mean, it's got a variety of fitments, and I think this is really self-explanatory. Other than that, I need to get a hose for Mr. Rex over here. And that's the only thing left I need to put on here. We do have the only thing left under the hood. We do have a fuel tank that he just brought that today. We still need the fuel pump hanger, and I can get the fuel tank installed. But this is why I'm having the alternative fuel source, because we don't have that, and I want to get it running. At least get everything buttoned up under the hood today, and see how this exhaust sound. Last video I did the exhaust system. So I'm just curious to see if it also works with the OBD1 distributor before I replace it with the OBD2. I'm just curious, because I mean, if it has a jumper harness, I don't see why the jumper harness wouldn't work with that. You know, I don't see why it shouldn't work with the OBD0 distributor. If that makes sense. So yeah, I want to see if it works with the OBD0 distributor before I put the OBD1. Gotcha. Okay. So I just need to get a 5/8 hose that run from the block, from the heater control valve to the cylinder head. And other than that, all the other hoses are replaced, tightened up, and we'll get this fuel system hooked up. Okay, so we back. I got my, oh shit. Let me make sure I get this cable out the way. So I went and got some fluid let me make sure I got this in view. Alright, so I went and got the fluid for what I'm going to use for cleaning these injectors. and some gasoline. So I'm gonna take this apart and see if I can get one of these to fit over the fuel rail. I wonder, so I use these I came with. I'm gonna put the factory retainer back on there. It's probably not gonna fit perfect. Let's see what happens. All right. So let me give this a try. I'm gonna hook this up and see if I can get this on there. Do a dry run, huh? Alright, so I got air pressure going in here. I'm just gonna take some Windex and go around it. And I got some air bubbles coming out. I'm just gonna snug that till it stops. If it stops. Alright, so I'm gonna show you I got my air hooked up. I had to change the female in here, and fitting was leaking a little bit around the edges. So the air regulator is okay. Let me show you. I got it set on, my compressor set on 150. I didn't change it because I think I need more air volume. So I got it set around 30, 40, 45 PSI. I'm gonna lower the pressure and it builds right back up. So that's just my safety check on the pressure there. So it's about 43 or whatever, somewhere around the normal specifications. And if I want to change it or increase it, it seems like the air regulator is a little slow, but let's see here. I'm gonna turn it up some more just to see what happens. So yeah, you gotta turn it quite a bit. Oh shit! I think that that fitment is leaking again. I'm gonna do another check, unless it's coming out the return line there. So I'm gonna leave it around 40 something, close to 50. All right, I'm gonna put a block off after I do another check on the feed line, make sure it's not leaking. Put some Windex over there, make sure it's not bubbling up, and I'm going to block off the other line for the return. And I'll use this that it came with. It seemed like it's a 5/16. So it's got a little stopper there. And I'll take the hose clamp and just clamp it on the back. Let me do another check, make sure everything's all good and go. If not, then I really need to pull this back off. I want to inspect the inside of the canister here to make sure there's no debris. And if so, I'll put some brake cleaner through it and activate the line with it off and get whatever is in there out of it, so clean it out. All right, I'm going to my return line here, and I just lowered the pressure again because it was seeping out of the return line. I just need enough pressure just to keep the fuel injectors pressurized because it's not going to be under any type of load. So I think it'll be fine. So here's the little stopper right there. I'm going to take the existing hose clamp and put it on the back of it. Just want to make sure it was a stopper. All right, so that's hooked up. I rechecked the inlet for leaks again. I did have to snug it up. All right, so there's no bubbles. Now I'm gonna look inside of this canister. Oh shit. Look inside this canister here and make sure it's not leaking. Relieve the pressure. And I'm gonna still recheck for leaks. I mean, this top was sealed up pretty well. Oh wow. Yeah, there's some grit inside of there. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm gonna take some brake cleaner and get that cleaned out. There was, when I looked at the review, there was someone who stated that they had that happen with their system. So let me. Yeah, there's like little chunks of metal in there. I think it's from the cap. I'm gonna take my air hose and blow it all out. I think I'll be able to capture it to show you, but there's definitely debris in there. Oh, yeah, that's a lot better. Oh, yeah, she clean now. I'm gonna go through it again one more time, just in case. All right, so my air compressor's off now. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my chemical in there, what I'm gonna use to clean this injectors. Again, I mean, I wanted to get it running, and it's not a big deal for me to clean injectors. I'm not a big fan of this, but I have my reasons why I got it. So it is what it is. All right, I'm putting I'm adding gasoline and house brand fuel injection cleaner. So I'm gonna fill this up with the injection cleaner, and I'm gonna put in regular gas, and that'll be my oh gosh, get in my hand. Oh shit, I'm making a mess. This is where the funnel would have benefited me, but it's broken. I got another one, but this will be all right. It smells like I told you before. I mean, I'm not a big fan of these stuff because it's just cleaning agents. This smells like lighter fluid. that's what their brands smell like. But hey, it's what it is. So that filled about a quarter of the way up. I'm gonna put a little bit of gas in there. So like a 50-50 mix is what I got in there. So top back on. Top off. Pressure to it. I'm going to cut the valve off. And pressure. Off. So we got pressure, and I'm going to turn it on. All right, it's on now. I'm going to check for leaks. Seem like we're good to go. All right, let's get the battery in. And again, this car has no fuel system because the tank is out. We're gonna get it started up. All right, here we go. think what happened, I had a bad mixture. I think I shouldn't have put the fuel treatment cleaner in first, because that is not as combustible as the gasoline. So that was my fault. And plus, it's blocked off, so there's no way the air can get out the system, and the injector's opening up isn't letting off enough air. So that was my fault. So it's running on its own with the injector cleaner. I can't remember the damn name of it, to be honest. They only got the name on there. It was something. So it's running on its own. I just want to help it out with the brake cleaner, so it worked. In the meantime, I got the fluid in there, got some of the air out, so I'm gonna let that circulate. This is the first time this motor's running in this car. So, good thing. Making progress. What kind of pressure we got? Yeah, we got about the normal pressure we'll have. The car was running about 43 or so. It's running really smooth. It's really, really smooth. You know, I still got the OBDO system in here. I got the harness and everything hooked up. I just haven't flipped everything over. So it's really quick for me to change the computer. So I just want to really get this started up really, really quick. Just doing it now. So I mean, I could just swap the computers out, because I'm still curious if it'll run with the OBDO distributor. Oh, this thing runs real good. It's so smooth. All sound all right. So I'm not disappointed. Yeah. I wish they had a leveler on here. You know, you can just tap it in and put a clear tube straw in there, and it'll indicate the level as it slowly declines. That would be neat. I don't know if I would have added anything else to it, because it ain't leaking, and just my luck, I do something and I'll fuck it up. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Damn, this motor is running really smooth. I mean, it's just like, it sounds tight. It's them damn motor mounts, but that bitch ain't going nowhere. It's a little lean down low, so you can feel it. I'm pretty sure that's it. It feels like it's like kind of bogging. I don't think it's the fuel pressure. It's just the concentration of that fuel treatment cleaner. Normally, what happens? Those treatment cleaners alone doesn't have the same igniting time. I guess they don't have the same flash point as gasoline do. So you know, it's not going to rev up. Normally, what happens? This is just my thought on why some of the fuel treatment cleaners will work the way they work, is because they lean the system out. And if it leans out, I mean, like the Cataclean, I still haven't done that video yet, but I mean, I'm looking at the fuel trims that lean the fuel system out. And once it leans the fuel system out, it'll help balance out the downstream sensors to help pass emissions inspection. So, I mean, it really smells like lighter fluid. That's probably what they use. Like, it smells like charcoal lighter fluid. That's exactly what it smells like. It's O'Reilly's brand. I wonder if it's cheaper, so they spread it out with that and still put their own concentration of solvents in there. So I'm assuming. I should throw the intake on here. Starter went out, so I gotta change the starter. So oh boy, if it ain't one thing, it's another with this car, I tell you. So the starter's not turned over anymore from the solenoid, and if I gotta go down to the actual motor, then I might as well just go ahead and pull them 2 bolts out and put a starter in there. Sucks to me, all right. Other than that, I'll try to get it started again so we can at least finish the review of this fuel injection cleaning device, because the video is not about the car, which I'll try and kill 2 birds with 1 stone here, but the second stone is a piece of paper. It doesn't work. It doesn't want to fly. So it doesn't want to knock anything out. So all right, let me see what I can do. I got a new starter in. Sounds, it's really rich. So I'm gonna it's flooded. So I'm gonna take the fuel pressure out of the container, start it up, and burn the excess gas off. Hell, it might just be like that because it's not going to work with the distributor. Yeah, I think it's not. I'm going to put the other distributor in there. All right, OBD1 distributor's in there. Let's try it again. So to answer my question, no, it's not going to work with OBD0 distributor. But everything OBD1 is hooked up. So we got the oxygen sensor, the computer, the actual distributor, the jumper harness. So it's working on its own. So I'm assuming everything I've done wiring wise was correct. So here we are in our same spot as we left off. All right. Let me see if there's a difference in response. It's not running on its own fuel system with its own fuel pressure, so, and it's got the lean mixture of the fuel injector. So I mean, there's a difference. Normally the last system, the OBD0, bogged and then came in. This one is actually sputtering. So I'll have to sit there and think about how that fuel management system is impacting the enrichments. So could be timing. I mean, I need to put the timing light to it and set the timing, but I'll do that later. Main thing is let's check on the Mophorn injection cleaning system here. So let's see how that's doing. I mean, it's still running, and it's in quite a few minutes. I'm curious to see how much fuel's in there, but I'm gonna give it another few minutes and do its thing. Still running its own supply, no leaks. It does have a distinctive odor with the fuel treatment cleaner in there. All right, it's about 5 minutes later. Checking the return line here. That's still sealed off. Like this. There's no leaks or anything. Let's go to the feed line. That's still sealed off. Little plastic, I guess they're nylon washers. I mean, those are working out fine. So there's no leak still, and it's revving up like it's revving up okay. I think it's starting to run out of fuel, but for some strange reason, this one don't rev up like the other one. Once I get the fuel system hooked up and it's running on its own fuel, like straight up gasoline, then I'll be able to see how responsive it is. I might just put some gas in here once it runs out and see how it starts working. But I mean, it could be just running out. It could just be that. But I mean, it's not supposed to be driven on anyway. But I haven't driven this car, so I put it in all gears just to make sure it goes back and forward. So that worked out. The temperature in the car is reading normal. I'm kind of waiting for the fan to come on. I don't know if that'll happen sitting idle, but I do know the fan system works. If you look in the previous video of me diagnosing the fan circuit on this car, we did find the fan switch wires intertwined, and once we found that, fixed that, and got everything working like normal. But other than that, this Mophorn, or I can't pronounce the name. It'll be in the description. This cost about right around $100 or so, I want to say. It's working pretty well. I'm not complaining about it. The only thing I had to change was the male fitment because of our type of fitment for the compressors. Our female end, you have to be able to receive it. So it's working out pretty well. I was maybe a little happy. Fans came on. They reached normal operating temperature. Oh yeah, how about that? Cool. It's been running it's starting to run out now. It's starting to misfire. You hear pulsation right there. Yeah. So it's starting to run out. It's been about 20 minutes, and it's run out of gas. Yeah, it's running out. Disconnect that. I can cut the car off, but I'm gonna let it burn everything it got in there. Yeah, there we go. So, all right, it's completely out. Fans work, engine runs good. Man, this car's tight, and I'm proud of it. I'm married to it. Anyway, I'm satisfied with this purchase. I like it. Not disappointed at all with it. Did its thing. I just don't like having to. I did have to put the factory washer on there, and then put the nylon washer on it between the banjo eyelet. So that it worked out. I checked for the leaks. I don't have it too terribly tight. I just got it snugged down enough to where it's not leaking. And I did that, of course. You see me put air pressure through it, so it worked out very well. The block off worked out very well, and the reason why I did this is because, one, I want to get the car running, and two, it's simple. You know, I can't even tend to tell you how many motors I rebuilt on these. So the hookups are very easy. Block off is very easy. If I had the fuel system actually working, I would have just basically pulled out the fuel pump. Or like, no, you don't want to take out the main relay. You'll just pull out the fuel pump fuse, and you'll be fine. So you just need to cut off the fuel supply and utilize this fuel supply that comes in this Mophorn, or I think I said it right, the non-disassembling fuel system cleaner kit. So yeah. But we'll see what happens in the future if I ever have to use it. I'm very curious to see how it impacts fuel trims. So I might do something later in the future. And I lost memory. So I might do something in the future about how this alters fuel trims. I mean, cleaning injectors. Oscilloscope wise, like I said, I'm not a really huge fan of it, but I'm curious. I know cleaning injectors can make a huge difference in the car's drivability, response, just overall engine performance. But I'm just not a big fan on these solvents that come in the bottle, such as like the one I bought in like Prestone. I mean, you know, if it was advertised as like putting acetone in there or some type of solvent, I could completely understand. But teach his own, you know. So I don't want to contradict myself, but so yeah, this is working. If I had to rate this, which I probably will, I'll give this a like a 4 out of 5 stars. only because the Chinese people didn't bother to put everything intact, and it didn't come with any type of instruction on how to what everything goes to, because they have numbers on them, on the slots where it's supposed to go. They have numbers, but it's not like the information gave any type of detail about where it's supposed to go. I wonder if they just use that for possibly when they assemble it, so everything can go in a comfortable spot. That's just my conjecture. Other than that, I would buy it again if I had to. No cheaper than what it is. Totally satisfied, because it's not a product that is crazy expensive. It'll work for, I'm pretty sure, a majority of vehicles once you figure out how to construct the fitments. And if you have to, I mean, these fitments, I'm pretty sure you can make majority of these work, because a lot of vehicles have these type on the fuel rail where you got 2 screws on there. I've seen a lot of those. They're getting away from these style, the banjo fitting with the eyelet there, but I'm not saying it can't happen. So the quick connects, very common. You know, you have a lot of those. So I'm nothing's perfect to me, and so I will say I would still probably give it a 4, even if it came with everything, because man, this got to be a bad motherfucker for this right here to be a 5, or anything to be a 5. So, oh shit, I dropped my tablet. So other than that, I'm so satisfied. This went pretty smooth. Hey, what if I screw up these fuel injectors? What if, you know, this car doesn't work after I get the fuel pump installed? What if the computer just so happened to take a crap on me? I don't know, man. Hey, but I'll tell you what you can do is subscribe, stay informed, have that reassurance of my work, and I'm on to the next one.